Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Meletiadou. I'm a course director at London Metropolitan University, and I'm very pleased to talk about one of my projects, my University Teaching Fellowship project, in which I used the dynamic assessment of writing to promote technology enhanced learning in higher education. So let me just provide some information about the background. So responding to students' request for the use of equitable formative assessment practices, this project used a dynamic assessment approach that has been developed within the Vygotsky sociocultural theory of learning. Basically, it explored the value of peer mediation in the context of academic writing skills development among undergraduate BA Business Management and Human Resource Management students in blended learning. It aimed to include students as partners, develop their professional skills by promoting experiential learning, for example, via collaboration, but also intercultural awareness and improve students' writing performance and favorable attitude towards learning. The aim was to support their well-being in higher education, especially in the post-COVID-19 era. So basically, the importance of students using their first language for assessment purposes has been confirmed by several researchers. For example, Baker claims that translanguaging provides many benefits to learners as it can enhance understanding of the subject matter and possibly promote the development of the weaker language. So let me briefly describe this study. 50 final year students were asked to participate in this project. As part of a module, students were encouraged to use translanguaging, that is, words or phrases from their mother tongue, to discuss the instructions of their assignments and plan their reports that were written, of course, in English with their fellow students, and they, of course, the students worked in groups. They then prepared and submitted their draft written assignment, and the aim was to help students improve their work by raising their self-awareness, scaffolding, and responding to their individual needs. So, adopting a process approach to writing, I basically used 3 rounds of mediation. So, in terms of round one, this was an implicit part of the process, and it consisted solely of a scored and highlighted rubric, not identifying the location of or nature of the erroneous parts, and was provided by randomly chosen peers via Padlet. The aim was to ensure anonymity and allow students to experiment with digital platforms. I also supervised the whole procedure and made amendments if necessary. I provided training and continuous support to students involved in the project as well. In terms of round two, which was relatively explicit, this consisted of narrative explanation of problems provided at the end of each of the participants' report. This was prepared by peers and also myself via Padlet. Round 3 was most explicit. It consisted of comment bubbles, specific comments that showed the students the location of the most significant problems they faced, explained the issues, and included recommendations for repair. And I provided this some kind of feedback. Students also provided anonymous feedback via Mentimeter during the implementation to explore their perceptions of the benefits and challenges related to this intervention. So the overall aim of the study was to decolonize the curriculum, as multilingual speakers have to be judged on their own special qualities and not as failing monolinguals against an unfair yardstick. So the study basically aligned perfectly with my university and my school strategic aims and its ESJ and EST frameworks. So basically, we used a mixed method approach and followed the pre-test, post-test design. The aim was to improve students' writing performance and motivation, and students provided anonymous feedback during the whole process. The lecture also used some kind of a diary. So Preliminary findings showed that students made changes in their drafts, but these were not always significant. The lecturer supervised the whole procedure very closely, and she provided training regarding the first round of peer mediation. So the findings showed that students enjoyed working closely with their peers. They offered several opportunities for dialogue. This project offered several opportunities for dialogue and reciprocal learning. It developed students' professional skills, and this is greatly valued by employers. Also, it allowed for an open dialogue among students, and this increased the value of learning that was achieved from this activity. So, but however, there are challenges. There was some resistance, especially at the beginning. Students were unwilling to devote time. However, this dynamic procedure at first seemed a bit futile. However, I think that students needed more training and clarification regarding the assessment criteria. And another problem that we faced is that sometimes the feedback was a bit harsh. So of course this is a small sample, specific context, there was no control group, we cannot generalize the finding. However, there are implications. I think training is needed. We need to share and negotiate the assessment criteria with the students. We need some follow-up activities or organized by the lecturers to support them. And students also need to feel accountable and be given the opportunity to act upon their feedback. So dynamic assessment. I think that allow students to engage in fruitful conversation about their learning process and academic performance. It fosters student autonomy, and also I think that translanguaging is a very useful procedure that facilitates the communication process. So I would like to thank you for your attention. Don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions. Thank you.